Last week, we saw these three stocks cause the Dow to drop over 300 points, and the mega cap stock from the NASDAQ, along with the software stock, caused the NASDAQ 100 to lose over 200 points, and likewise for the S&P 500. Since the Dow Jones Industrial made a new all-time high 2 weeks ago, we saw it drop over 2,000 points. And for the S&P 500, after it has put in this engulfing bearish candle, we saw it drop over 150 points. So is this the beginning of a new downtrend? While the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Dow Jones was down for that day, look at what the internals were doing. See here on this advanced decline, the advanced decline was actually positive in the New York Stock Exchange, and it was 1,473 more advancing issues than declining issues. And here, looking at the NASDAQ, likewise, it was 815 more advancing stock than declining stocks. And also look at the cumulative tick here was positive. Similarly for the NASDAQ, also positive. And again, look at the up-down volume ratio here. Also, we saw it was positive in the New York Stock Exchange. And likewise for the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000, it was also positive. So to the contrary, the market internal is telling us that the market is showing some strength, while those indexes were being affected by selective few stocks. Let's take a look at Friday's internals. You notice this, the advanced decline was positive on Friday in the New York Stock Exchange, while the S&P 500 was losing 44 points, and the NASDAQ was down almost 350 points. And you see that the advanced decline was just slightly under zero, somewhere around this minus 100. But look at the up-down volume ratio. It's all positive here. And look at that cumulative tick in the New York Stock Exchange. It was positive throughout the entire session. And also the NASDAQ started out positive, got a little negative throughout the midday. But see, the afternoon, it was also positive. So why were we surprised to see these kind of surge into the close on Friday? We shouldn't be, right? Because the internal is already telling us that the market underneath the surface is actually showing strength. As you can see, the S&P 500 rally off the low, 88 points on Friday into the close. And likewise for the NASDAQ, it rallied over 350 points into the close from its low. So let's take a look at the internals here. We're seeing that the VIX is still below this 20 level up here, and it's sitting at 12.92 on Friday. And you see the put-call ratio is below this 0.75, and it's actually came down a bit, and it was sitting at 0.65 as of Friday. And here we're looking at the up-down volume ratio here. You see that the up-down volume ratio was above 2 for Thursday and Friday. The only day that we saw a little bit of a selling pressure is actually on Wednesday here. And likewise, see broad market participation on the upside for the New York Stock Exchange in terms of the daily advanced decline. Now, we did see a little bit of a selling up here on Wednesday here. See this broad market sell-off on Wednesday. And for the new high, new low, we are seeing more new high than new low here. And also the number of new 52-week high did come up a little bit here. We're sitting at 117 stock hitting new 52-week high on Friday, while we only see 38 stock or so on Friday hitting a new 52-week low. So overall, we are still seeing a little bit strength because we are seeing some more additional stock coming up to hit new 52-week high instead of seeing the new 52-week low expanding. And for the cumulative AD line, we did see a little bit of a positive divergence here. If you notice here, right, if we see the S&P 500 on a closing basis, it is actually coming down. We actually made a higher high on the cumulative AD. So we saw this negative divergence down here previously. We were watching this negative divergence. And looking at the NASDAQ, we also see that the NASDAQ got pretty good up-down volume ratio on Thursday and Friday. Other than on Wednesday, we got a little bit of a selling pressures. And in addition to that, we also see a little bit of a bond market advance, not as strong as the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday and Friday, but we also did see, the bond market sell off on Wednesday as well. Now, for the Nasdaq, the new high, new low is showing a little bit more weakness. We are seeing more new 52-week low than 52-week high, although we saw a little bit of uptick on the number of stock making new 52-week high. But the 52-week low is still above that 100 area here. So we are seeing a little bit softness in the Nasdaq. And looking at the Nasdaq cumulative AD line, we are seeing a little bit of a positive divergence here. You see this AD line is coming up while the Nasdaq 100 is kind of flat. So that's a little bit of a positive in terms of the short term as far as the divergence is concerned. So overall, the sentiment from the market participant are still quite bullish because they are risk on with the 0.65 put call ratio, and the VIX is down near that 13 level at the low teen. And also in terms of the market internal, we are still seeing positive internals. It is not showing a sign that it's going to be a major sell-off coming, like 5 to 10% or so. But the Nasdaq is showing a slight weakness, a little bit more weakness. So we kind of pay attention to that, and maybe that is due to the fact of the mega cap. Let's take a look at the ES, the E-mini S&P 500 future. On this volume profile here, we see there are three distinct balance area right now, and we're looking at this upward distribution and also this little bit large distribution here in the middle here right now. That seems to be the price is trying to come up. So we'll see, will the price come to and get back up into this upward distribution, and then it will come up to this all-time high area, or will dip back down and try to find more balance here in this lower distribution. And here on the market profile, we see that on Friday, we actually have some single prints down here between 5290.75 and 5270.75. Also, in addition there, we have some unfinished business up here, and here's that Globex all-time high that need to get resolved up here, 5368 and a quarter. So we saw a little bit of a B distribution here, lowercase b on Friday. What we're going to see is the price is away from the value. Here's the point of control, and this is the value area. So we have a little bit of an imbalance close up here on Friday. So in the coming days, on Monday, look for the price to see will it come back into this value area and test this value area to see will it get rejected and move back up. And if that is the case, that means the market is accepting higher value, and it is in a process of trying to find balance, find the next area of balance, and that could be up here. And once it gets to this balance and break through it, then we will look for this all-time high from the Globex at 5368.25 to get tagged. And looking at the daily chart here for the ES and the candlestick, you see that it came down to this high volume area last Friday and got a nice rejection and pushes back into this balance in the middle of this balance area. So right now it also seems to be holding this trend line as well. So for the coming week, I'll be looking for the possibility of breaking to this high here and get up to that 5368 and a quarter, that new all-time high from the Globex. Now, if it pulls back, then watch this area here near this 5160 area, this low volume area, and see will it get a rejection back up. If it doesn't, then we'd be looking at the possibility of the price retrace down to this area here, somewhere around 4800 area. So, but right now, it seems like there's a higher probability for the price to come up and break this high here and possibly move into a new all-time high. Now, let's take a look at this SPY here. Remember last week we said the market was pricing in for this Thursday, the previous Thursday engulfing candle here. As you can see, the market actually took it down much further and we're looking for this gap fill here. And on Friday, it went to it quite dramatically and came down. And from this high to this low here is about 2.7% retracement. So right now we're going to be looking at the market for the coming week, and it is pricing in pretty much coming up to take out the overnight all-time high here, somewhere above this 534 area. The upper range is between 534.80 and 533.20. And the lower range, let me zoom this in here, is 521.50 and 520.30. So what we're going to be looking at next week is to see would it be able to come up. Here's a little bit of a high volume node here. You see, it's probably going to chop around and then see would it come up and take out the, the RTH all-time high here up at 533 or so. See what it break through and come up and take out this all-time high. Now remember, we have a all-time high from the Globex for the E-mini SP 500. So when that get resolved, most likely we'll also see the SPY come up and put in a new all-time high. So that's the upside scenario. Now, if it's going to come down and break through this lower range, then we'd be looking for this thing to possibly come down and fill these gap down here. But right now, looking at the market internals and the market sentiment, the probability is most likely we will chop here and then push up. So, but anything is possible. Just be aware that if it breaks through this lower range, then look out below, right? Okay, so be careful. So if you like to see more content from me, go and check out my newsletter at substack.com. The link is smtraderca.substack.com. And if you like this video and find it informative, be sure to smash that thumbs up to help promote this video on YouTube. And if you are new to this channel, click to subscribe to support this channel. Thank you for watching and good luck on your trading.